Alright, so Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Zombies DLC 4 The Beast from Beyond releases on September 12th, 2017, and it's really hyped. I'm so freaking pumped up, man. I'm going to be streaming, making a ton of videos for you guys, so here's one of those videos talking about everything you need to know about Infinite Warfare Zombies The Beast from Beyond. These are 20 things, a list of 20 things. The list is in no specific order of least to greatest or greatest to least. It's just a list of 20 things that are very essential to know before DLC 4, or actually when playing DLC 4 The Beast from Beyond. So I know since everyone's so hyped, let's just jump right into this list at number 20. Alright, so coming in at number 20 is that upon spawning into DLC 4 The Beast from Beyond, you will be greeted by cryptids and have the OSA in your hands rather than just a shitty starting pistol, and no zombies will spawn until the power is on. So like I said, upon spawning into the map, only cryptids will spawn until that actual power gets turned on, and in your hands when spawning into the map, you'll have an OSA. You will not have a Kendall 44, which is the usual starting pistol. You will have an actual OSA, a really powerful and really good weapon in your hands to fight off those cryptids straight off the bat. They're jumping you right into the action, which I find really, really cool. But yeah, I'm going to keep my opinions out of this video. That's number 20. Let's just jump right to number 19. Alright, so coming in at number 19 is that Neil the Robot from Zombies in Spaceland will be returning in The Beast from Beyond, and then he will play a seemingly different but yet significant role in DLC 4. What that role actually is, of course, we're not sure of yet, but yes, Neil the Robot is confirmed to be coming to DLC 4, The Beast from Beyond. I'm losing my voice right now, and we're only at number 18, but let's just go right to number 17. Alright, so coming in at number 18 is that you can use Skull Hacker to complete the Ghosts and Skulls in DLC 4 immediately and get all perks on a really early round. Of course, if you complete the game, the card doesn't give you any trophies or achievements or any other like mini Easter egg rewards for completing the Ghosts and Skulls machine, but what it does give you is, of course, all those perks, which is actually really, really awesome, because if you want to go Easter egg hunting inside of DLC 4, or if you want to actually complete the main Easter egg inside of DLC 4, getting those perks at an early round and all of them will save you a ton of points and would really really help you out to an extent that you may not know if you've never done Ghosts and Skulls before, or even used the Skull Hacker card before, because like I said, you can get those perks as early as around 3 or 4. If you know how to do the arcade machine, all you do is activate the card, press square, and bang, you go right into the machine. Come out after completing the machine, you have all your perks, do that Easter egg, and you're good to go. That's number 18. Let's just move on right to number 17. Alright, so coming in at number 17, this one I guess you can say is a little unfortunate, but it is that there will be no brand new perks in Infinite Warfare Zombies DLC 4, despite the initial speculation of there being not only 1 but 3 new perks. It is now confirmed that there will be no new perks in Infinite Warfare Zombies DLC 4, according to both Lee Ross and Codename Pizza, who actually did Skullbreaker, or the Ghosts and Skulls machine on that map, whatever you want to call it. There are no new perks, but you will see something very interesting about perks in general later on in this list. Alright, so coming in at number 16 is that previous bosses and mini-bosses will be returning into DLC 4. Most likely not all of them, like the alien from Spaceland and the super slasher from Raven the Redwoods, but most of like the mini guys most likely will be returning. Like for example, Lee Ross confirmed the Kung Fu zombies will be coming into DLC 4 The Beast from Beyond, and the actual, the clowns from Zombies in Spaceland will be coming as well. And if those guys are coming back, I think we can pretty much infer at this point in time that like the Harambes, or whatever you want to call them, the friggin' gorillas from Raven the Redwoods, they'll probably be making a return as well. I didn't really see any gameplay of them, so I'm not going to confirm it, but as far as we know, at the very least, the Kung Fu zombies, the cryptids, and the clowns from Zombies in Spaceland will be the max ammo rounds in Infinite Warfare Zombies DLC 4. Most likely, like I said though, all of the other max ammo rounds will be returning, and they will be randomized as the rounds go on, and of course, you just have different hordes of shit coming at you. So yeah, that's number 16. Let's move on right to number 15. Alright, so coming in at number 15 is that although cryptids don't appear after turning on power, they are set to make a return during the progression of the main Easter egg. And of course, like I told you before, they will be coming up as the max ammo round as well. I mean, I highly doubt that they're going to just give us the cryptids for 3 to 4 rounds or until we turn on the power, and then all of a sudden take them away for the rest of the game. That doesn't make any sense, and we know that the cryptids are pesky, so most likely, at least at the very latest, I think we will see them in the boss fight flying around trying to scratch our asses up and kill us, because yeah, it just doesn't make sense for them to throw it in for 3 rounds and then only as an occasional max ammo round. Most likely those cryptids will be making a return, and like I said, at the very latest in the boss fight trying to rip our heads off. So yeah, coming in at number 15, where the cryptids will be returning after the power's turned on as well, so don't worry. Alright, so going on that and coming in at number 14 is that the Phantom is returning, and when you go into Pack Punch and then come back out, you'll notice that the Phantom will be there to greet you. It's kind of like a bigger blue variant of the Cryptid, and it can 3-hit down you, and basically it's an armored one, so it's a lot tougher to kill. So basically my recommendation to you is be very careful. Do not go into Pack-a-Punch unless you're actually Pack-a-Punching a good gun, because if you go in, and even if you have a gun to Pack-a-Punch and it's shitty, you still got to be pretty careful with this thing, because it could definitely 3-hit down you, and it could kill you pretty easily. It's pretty aggressive, but I mean, for the most part, if you have a Pack-a-Punch weapon, you should be fine. Just, you know, again, make sure that you have a decent one at the very least. This way he don't absolutely wreck you and, you know, just ruin your whole life. But yeah, Phantom returning in Infinite Warfare Zombies, which is very interesting to see. I don't know if it's amazing, but it's definitely really cool and very interesting to see. So let's just move on to the next thing on the list. Alright, so coming in at number 13 is that the Infinite Warfare Zombies Super Easter Egg will be known as the Director's Cut. And upon completing the DLC 4 Easter Egg, you will get access to exclusive Director's Cut content in every single Infinite Warfare Zombies map if you have completed all previous Easter eggs as well. From the On-Disc map all the way to DLC 4, upon revisiting every map, there will be new content to access, and after completing the maps again, including those new Easter eggs thrown in the maps, the Super Easter Egg will be available to finally be completed. So like I just said, the Super Easter Egg in IW is known as the Director's Cut Easter Egg. That's what Lee Ross likes to call it, and within each of the previous maps in Infinite Warfare Zombies, after completing the DLC 4 Easter Egg, there will be brand new, fresh content for us to do and see and interact with. There will be new Easter eggs and stuff like that, and after we finish off all the previous maps once again with the new content, then we can go back into DLC 4 and complete DLC 4, the Super Easter Egg, or the Director's Cut Easter Egg. But we do get rewards after completing DLC 4 as well. Just the final Super Easter Egg cutscene is most likely going to give us the greatest reward of all. But you're going to see there's a lot of really cool things with just the Director's Cut content after completing only the main Easter Egg in DLC 4. Alright, so coming in at number 12 is that one of the perks of completing all of the Easter eggs and at least one Ghost and Skulls machine legitimately in any of the maps will be spawning in with every single IW Zombies perk on every map. Also, you'll receive a different starting weapon that's not just a shitty starting pistol. And for example, on Spaceland, you'll have like new perks like Deadeye Dewdrops, Chain Shoes, and so on, and you'll be spawning in with a different weapon other than the Kendall 44. So say you completed the DLC 4 Easter egg, bang, you spawn into Zombies in Spaceland, and you know in the back of your head, oh, I may have not have completed the Zombies in Spaceland Ghosts and Skulls, but I remember on Challenge Shuffle, I completed that Ghosts and Skulls. So now I'm standing here in Spaceland, I have a different weapon in my hands besides for the Kendall 44 upon spawning in, and I have every single perk from Infinite Warfare Zombies, that even the perks that are not in the map on Zombies in Spaceland. So I find that super cool, and I cannot wait to complete the DLC 4 Easter egg just for that alone. Like, it's going to be super cool, man. So definitely, that's number 12, and let's just move on right to number 11. Okay, so if you were listening before, you probably remember that I mentioned something about Director's Cut Easter eggs, or separate Easter eggs after completing DLC 4 in previous maps, and this is an example of it. In DLC 4, the Yeti Eye Easter egg will be doable. Well, actually not in DLC 4, but after completing DLC 4, the Yeti Eye Easter egg will be doable in Zombies in Spaceland. Lee Ross says we just need the 5th piece of the soul key from the Beast from Beyond to access the awesome Easter egg content, which is actually really cool, and I can't wait to complete DLC 4 and then jump right back into Spaceland to try this out. Alright, so coming in at number 10, this one was actually very surprising to me. It's that the Ghosts and Skulls Easter eggs are not a requirement to complete the Super Easter egg inside of Infinite Warfare Zombies. Now, we all thought that yes, we must have all the pieces of the Soul Key, DLCs 1 through 4, and we must complete every single Ghosts and Skulls Easter egg, but that is not true. Lee Ross has confirmed that all you have to do is go ahead and get every piece of the Soul Key from Zombies in Spaceland to DLC 4 The Beast from Beyond, and you will then be able to work on the Super Easter egg, which I really like and I'm a big fan of, because I know a lot of people personally struggle with the Ghosts and Skulls machine on the maps, and sometimes there's glitches that prevent them from doing it, and then after that they just get like discarded. So I really like the fact that all you need is the 5 Soul Keys, and yeah, that is number, I don't know what number that was, but let's just move on to the next one. Alright, so coming in at number 9, this one's really cool. Like, I really love this one a lot. Someone actually asked Lee Ross on Twitter, double Pack-a-Punch on Spaceland with Director's Cut content, and he just replied yes, or his way of saying yes, with the sunglasses emoji. So yes, it confirms officially that you will now be able to Pack-a-Punch, double Pack-a-Punch weapons on Zombies in Spaceland, I should say, after completing DLC 4, and you will not have to complete the Zombies in Spaceland main Easter egg to double Pack-a-Punch. So, after completing DLC 4, if you have all those Soul Keys done, you will now be able to jump right into Zombies in Spaceland and instantly double Pack-a-Punch your weapons, which is absolutely beautiful. Thumbs up to Infinity Ward for actually doing that, because they didn't have to do that. They could have just kept it the way it was, but no, they went back and they changed it, and I love it. So definitely really cool. let's move on to the next one. Alright, so coming in at number 8, all Easter eggs are soloable. That's right. So from Zombies in Spaceland all the way to DLC 3 Attack of the Radioactive Thing, all Easter eggs were able to be completed in a solo match for yourself. You didn't have to have friends. You didn't have to play with your shitty friends just to do Easter eggs. You could do everything on your own and by yourself. And with DLC 4, that theme continues. You can do everything by yourself, including the super Easter egg. Everything can be done on solo, which is beautiful. Just wanted to throw that in there because, like I said, I know a lot of people are actually concerned about that one. That's number 8. Let's move on to number 7. Alright, so coming in at number 7 is that previous zombies will be returning, such as the Ravers and other skin zombies from previous DLCs. So you know on Rave in the Redwoods, when you go into Rave mode, you have these zombies lit up and they're all colorful and stuff like that. Well, in DLC 4, obviously, well, as far as we know, there's no raid mode, but in DLC 4, we're going to be able to actually see those zombies in our normal zombies horde. Like, they're just going to be mixed right in, and apparently, zombies from almost every other map will be making a return as well in this episode of Infinite Warfare Zombies DLC 4, which is really, really cool. We're not going to just have one type of zombie. We're going to have all the different skin zombies from every single map, which I personally like and I think is really cool. Of course, the ones from Rave in the Redwoods will be the ones that stand out the most. Alright, so coming in at number 6 is that there are multiple outro cinematics created for DLC 4. So, for example, maybe in Zombies in Spaceland, we may actually get an outro cinematic cutscene. That's not confirmed by any means. That's definitely a possibility. But at the very least, what we know so far, there will be 2 cutscenes for Infinite Warfare Zombies DLC 4. One for the main Easter egg and one for the super Easter egg. But like I said, it's still up in the air whether or not there might actually be a Zombies in Spaceland outro cutscene. Alright, so we're getting really close to the bottom of the list, so let's just move on right to number 5, and it's that the map, similar to Revelations, will feature multiple aspects of previous IW Zombies maps, but not replicate the area. So you'll feel a familiar feeling when you see the area, but you won't see a copy and paste of previous maps, which is a really nice touch to DLC 4. I really don't like the aspect of just pulling the maps and putting them together. I think it definitely was cool for Revelations that worked for Black Ops 3, but for Infinite Warfare, I think this is a very, very nice touch, because if they just pulled areas out of Shell and Shuffle and out of Rave in the Redwoods, and you know what I'm saying, then it just would be weird, and it would just be like, why? Like, this, no. You know what I'm saying? So definitely I think it's really cool that they changed up the areas a little bit to just make it look very familiar. For example, there's an area of the map that makes it look like Shell and Shuffle. You feel like you're in Shell and Shuffle. You don't see anything like exactly replicated, but you see like the brick stone wall with the graffiti, you see like the concrete like stone walls, like, you know what I'm saying? You feel like you're in Shout and Shuffle, but you know it's not an exact copy and paste. So I really like that kind of touch for DLC 4, The Beast from Beyond. That's number 5, I think. Yeah, that's number 5. Let's move on right to number 4. Alright, so coming in at number 4 is that Willard Wyler will now be a playable character in Zombies in Spaceland, but possibly all maps as well. As of now, it's unclear, but for sure we know that he will be playable in Spaceland after completing DLC 4 as part of the Director's Cut content. Like I said, all the maps will be updated with fresh, brand new content, and in Infinite Warfare Zombies in Spaceland, we will now be able to play as Willard Wyler. But like I said, it's still possible that we can actually play with him in other maps. But like I said, as of now, all we know is that 100% it's confirmed that we are able to play with him in Spaceland after completing DLC 4, which is really, really cool and really amazing as well. So let's just move on right to number 3. Alright, so coming in at number 3 is that Leroy says the map is very challenging, and I personally like this one because apparently we're going to have the VENOM-X and possibly even another wonder weapon as well. So I kind of like that it's going to be balanced in that aspect. I don't care if a map's really hard, but I'm the type of person to like a map if it has a really good and powerful wonder weapon, and the VENOM-X is definitely going to live up to that. So having a very challenging map with a very good wonder weapon is going to be kind of a nice balance, and I feel like that's another nice touch for DLC 4. Infinite Warfare Zombies, The Beast from Beyond. Let's move on to number 2. Alright, so coming in at number 2 is that according to Lee Ross, the main DLC 4 Easter egg will be just as challenging as the previous Easter eggs, but that's only because that it's not the final or ultimate Easter egg. So after DLC 4 is complete, the real challenge begins. So yes, like I just said, the difficulty of DLC 4 will not be really any different from the other Easter eggs. It's going to probably be about the same 20 to 30 hours, but after DLC 4 is completed, that's when the real challenge begins. That's when the super Easter egg hunt begins, because DLC 4, that's just a standard Infinite Warfare Zombies map. Yes, it's supposed to be cool. Yes, it's supposed to be challenging, but it's not going to be as hard or anywhere near as difficult as the super Easter egg is made out to be, which is really, really cool, and I really friggin' love this one as well. And let's just move on right to number 1. Again, don't forget that the list is in no specific order of greatest to least or least to greatest. It's just a list, and I'm personally a big favorite, or I personally really like what's coming in with number 1. I don't know why I said I'm a big favorite, but yeah, let's just move right on to number 1. Alright, so coming in at number 1, this one's actually probably very surprising to some people who haven't seen early gameplay. It's that the VPR is a wall weapon in DLC 4, which I know that I'm super excited for. Yes, it was nerfed a lot, but it's still really good, and I'm one of those people that really doesn't go into a boss fight unless I have a Mauler Sentinel or the VPR, because the VPR is just so freaking good, and I can't imagine playing without it in a boss fight. Like, it's really that freaking great and now powerful, and it just rips through zombies so easily. So 100% the VPR is a wall weapon in DLC 4 is a blessing, not only because we can now buy it whenever we want and we don't have to hit the magic wheel for it, but we can also now buy ammo whenever we want for it as well. So having the VPR as a wall weapon in DLC 4, Infinite Warfare Zombies The Beast from Beyond, is really cool, and I'm a big fan of it. And that's going to be it. That's going to wrap up the list. So definitely, if you like the video, make sure you drop it a thumbs up, and also make sure you're subscribed for the latest Infinite Warfare Zombies DLC 4 information, content, videos, streams, everything like that. Make sure you're subscribed. This way you don't miss a second of it. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.